Good Sunday morning. Shavua Tov. Hope you are doing well. Today is day 24 of the Omer. So we're almost reaching the half point of this period of time between Pesach and Shavuot. And many have a tradition of referring to the 6th chapter of Pirkei Avot, where it talks about the fact that if you want to acquire Torah, there are 48 attributes you need. 48. So some try to study during the 49 days in between Pesach and Shavuot these 48 attributes. You obviously are going to wonder, what are we going to do on day 49? Well, perhaps you could review them. But we're going to focus today on one of those 48 tools that are needed to acquire and to really be part of what Torah is about. So we are told that there is one, a very important one, called Pilpul HaTalmidim. Pilpul, the discussion, the debate, and the dialogue in between the disciples, the students. There has to be a dialogue. There has to be a conversation. That if one authority or one student even shares an opinion, it has to be questioned and challenged and analyzed, and that's how we get our clarity. This is what we are told. Over the past 200 years, I would argue that the most significant text that focuses on this concept of pilpul, of argument, and to try to achieve clarity, is the work of a rabbi, a Galician rabbi by the name of Aryeh Leib Heller, and the author of the work called the Ktsot HaChoshen. In the yeshiva world, it is known as the Ktsot. The Ktsot. Every yeshiva student is familiar with the Ktsot. The Ktsot HaChoshen was studied, was respected, was analyzed. So there's an interesting story that about 115 years ago, there were two young students. They were perhaps 13 or 14, and they were considered very bright, and they were sent to the yeshiva of Slabotka to study. As they arrive, and they were recognized already at that age as great authorities in the future, but quite bright students. So they were interviewing for their entry into the Slabotka yeshiva. And the Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Epstein, turns to the two young students and he says to them, okay, let me tell you what kind of test you're going to be going through at this point. He hands them the Ktzos and he tells them, look at this specific section, study it, analyze it, and what you have to do by the end of the day is find the weakness in the argument. In other words, we want you, in the language of the yeshiva, to upschlag, to go ahead and undo the logic and the argument of Rabbi Heller in his work, the Ktzos HaChoshen. So one of the young students by the name of Yaakov was quite shocked, because where he came from, in Minsk actually, it was a text that was studied, it was accepted, and here I walk into a yeshiva and there's an expectation that what I am supposed to do is challenge the authority, find weakness in what the other is saying. Well, that is Pilpul HaTalmidim, and that's what Judaism is about. We don't just accept things, right? If you hear something, it should make sense. If it doesn't make sense, try to figure it out. And if you're not able, challenge the person and ask for a source. And that's how we walk away with clarity. And that's why we feel so privileged of being part of a tradition that expects things to make sense, expects things to work. God gave us the tools to think through things, and he expects us to use those tools to understand and appreciate Torah. The name of these two young students, one of them was Yaakov Kamenetsky, and the other one was Aaron, well known as Reb Aaron Kotler, two great authorities that really played a significant role in building Torah in North America and establishing a new generation of Pilpul HaTalmidim. We've merited to see a lot of study of Torah. We've seen a lot of success that the Jewish world has had in the past 75 years since the terrible Shoah. And hopefully those merits of commitment to our tradition, commitment to our faith, commitment to our role, because our role is not just for ourselves, for humanity. In the merit of all that, we should hear Yeshua. There should be a salvation. For now, continue taking care of yourself. It should be a wonderful day. Bye-bye.